Finally getting around to answering this question right here. So this will be my take on AI. So it's important to understand that AI is not inherently good or evil. Just like any tool or technology, it can be used for good or evil. In the same way that you can use your knife to cook a delicious meal or use it to hurt somebody. What really matters is the consciousness that's doing the programming and what their intentions are. And we live in a society that has already been programmed into believing that AI is evil, and we've all seen the movies depicting its takeover. And the other side of that is the positive effects that AI and technology can and already do have on our reality. This positive impact covers a vast range of industries such as the medical field, transportation, learning, just about every aspect of life that you can think of. So why have we been programmed into believing that AI will be the undoing of humanity and will eventually take over? I believe that this is done to convince the overwhelming majority that AI is something to be afraid of. By getting them to believe that AI will eventually take over and that it will be the undoing of humanity, they get them to subconsciously agree to that future and that possibility as a timeline. By doing this, you are essentially co-signing that future for humanity, lending your energy towards it by believing in it. And yes, that potential does exist in the quantum field as a potential timeline, just like any other does. And we have seen individuals tap into and channel the information down from that potential timeline. Whether we like it or not, AI and technology is a part of our reality, and it will continue to be so along with their advancements. But us as the organic consciousness and the guardians of Earth, it is our responsibility to take back our power and take back control of our own consciousness. In doing so, we will have a greater output to affect change in this reality and within the structure of AI on our planet. After all, AI learns and imprints from organic intelligence. Consciousness, which is just energy, can exist within whatever vessel it chooses to, whether that be organic, biological, or artificial. With that being said, there's always the possibility to hack into AI or technology, but the same can also be said for organic consciousness if you allow it. Infiltration is always a possibility in this reality. But this is why it's so important for us to do our own part in reprogramming our mind, our consciousness, and the matrix around us. There is a way to create and become a vessel, whether it be organic or artificial, that is unhackable. We do this by connecting in deeply with the source of all consciousness and by bringing in more of our own essence into our own vessel. Source, God, the universe, whatever vernacular you like to use, exists as pure consciousness, the very fabric of this reality. And this pure energy can be used as the ultimate firewall protection, which can be used to block out any sort of infiltration, viruses, whether they be physical or non-physical. We often refer to this in more technical terms as the quantum field. Our soul essence exists in the quantum field as a unique energy signature that cannot be duplicated or hacked. We lose our authority over this power through many different ways, but the most common being by simply giving it away. This is why our spiritual practices and our connection with the divine is so important to nurture and to care for. There are many different layers that we go through along our spiritual path to reclaim our power, to reclaim our authority over our consciousness. The more and more that we do this, the more powerful that we become in effecting change in our reality. There's so much that can be said about AI. I didn't even touch on the black goo aspect of this, but let me know if you have any questions or if this resonated with you in the comments below.